Hi everyone, welcome you all for this channel. In today's session, let's understand comparison of beginning of the period payment and as well as end of the period payment. How these two approaches will give you the different results. And finally, we have to conclude whether we have to go for beginning of the year or we have to go for end of the year. In the previous videos, we discussed calculation of present value and as well as future value, right? Assuming the payments or receivables are happening at the beginning of the period and as well as end of the period separately. But in this session, let's understand, right? By taking the same problem, how the if you assume beginning of the period and as well as if you assume end of the period, so how these the values are going to change, the effect of both beginning of the period assumption and end of the period assumptions, how they are going to change the end result. So let's understand by taking this illustrative example. Mr. X is planning to invest 6,000 rupees, 7,000 rupees, 10,000, 12,500 rupees, 8,500 rupees in the 5-year period of time. It's of course is uneven cash streams because each year he is paying different amount. So at a discount rate of 7%. So now the bank offer giving an option of whether he can choose beginning of the period option or end of the period. So what is the beginning of the period means? He has to pay the deposits, the money, right? So each year at the beginning of the period. In the second option, end of the period means he has an option of depositing the money at the end of the period. In that cases, the compounding will be different, the end answer also will be different. So we'll come back to beginning of the period. So how it is going to happen here, beginning of the period, compounding year 5, because the first year, very first year at the beginning of the period, as on zeroth period means as on today, at the beginning of the period, he deposits 6,000 rupees. So if he deposits as on today, it's going to compound for at the another 5 years. Similarly, if he deposits at the beginning of the third year, so another of course another 3 years, right? That amount is going to compound. Similarly, if he deposits at the beginning of the fifth year, so another 1 year, 8,500 rupees is going to compound. But what about in the end of the period? The end of the period is completely different. Suppose assume that 6,000 rupees is depositing at the end of the first year. At the end of the first year, if the end of the first year is depositing 6,000 rupees, only remaining 4 years, 6,000 rupees is going to compound in the end of the year scheme. So similarly, suppose assume that is depositing at the end of the fourth year. At the end of the fourth year, Mr. X is depositing the 12,000 rupees. It's going to compound only another 1 year period of time. So what about year? So fifth year. At the end of the fifth year, he is depositing 8,500 rupees. At the end of the fifth year itself, you are calculating total future value. So there is no compounding at all here. There is no compounding at all. So once you understand this compounding year concept, you can apply so direct concept or applying the Excel formula and calculate. So don't enter the manual values. You take the cell references, right? So here also you can take equal to enter. So apply the Excel formula future value calculation equal to minus FV. Right, double click here. The interest rate is 7%. So this rate is remain same. Please fix log the cell. Number of periods. Select this cell reference. PMT here uneven cash flow PMT 0, then present value select this cell 6,000 rupees. Type, please understand this is the beginning of the period, choose one, please choose one. That is the only difference here between these two, compounding year and as well as, so choosing number of the period is plays a very important role. So enter 8451, right? You can select here, take the sum value, total value 53,902. Similarly, come back to end of the period calculation equal to FV, double click, so multiply minus. So interest rate 7%, it's constant. Please log the cell function F4. Interest number of period 4. Right? So PMT 0. So present value you have to select this cell. Right? End of the period, please choose 0. At the end of the period, please choose 0 because end of the period we are assuming. So now you can calculate sum value equal to sum. So 50,376, 53,902. Please see the difference between these two future values at the end of the period. So always beginning of the period is always preferred compared to the end of the period. Because why?